how do we perceive time? What is time? How does time look like? How do we see it work? There's particles in the air that we can't see. The ages us. That's what kills us.
Right.
The contamination in the air is what kills us.
Right.
It's microscopic. We can't see it.
Right. Yeah.
And that's how we die.
Yeah. And that and the sort of cellular.
Yeah, and getting sick.
Or eating.
Get sick, it gets us sick.
Eating.
Yeah.
You get all these stories about like these guys that living in the Andes to 140. And like, how do you live so long? They eat like grains, like little pudding a day, like this, no? Because when you eat, every time you're eating, you're dying because your body is, processing it, no?
Yes. Yeah.
Talking about Djokovic, the guy eats celery juice.
Smart.
But is time absolute, or is time like?
Does time really exists, though?
Or is it all just a combination of our sensory?
It's just, listen. It's all this just a figment of imagination to our mind. This is not real. This is just a figment. We live our life. None of this is real.
Matrix. I remember, I don't know if you guys remember this, but being kids, right? Time was just forever.
Stop.
Like just like you'd be like in the mall or just doing whatever with your friends. You'd hang out all day,
Summers were long.
Where summers were long. Now life is just a blink,
As you get older, life goes by.
And nobody tells you that in the beginning.
Like with this song, right? We're saying this song. Anyway, it goes like this. See that kid? Tomorrow's his future. But for me, it's just another day.
Right.
Ain't that something? Tomorrow's just another day for me, but it's his future. Or her future. She's young.
And I think that it's because like when we're kids, like our brains are growing, so time feels longer. But when we're older, our brains are dying. So that's why it feels faster.
Yeah, brother, you tell me.
Which is kind of not fair because time should be equal. You're supposed to get the whole life.
No. After this life, we deal with the next life.
Right.
It constantly goes.
So what do you think? Next life exists, reincarnation, or what's your take on it?
I don't know. Maybe we come back as pigeons or bugs or dogs.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. What was that guy's name? Kuwait.
Yeah, you talking to him a lot.
Kuwait.
Yeah, what did he write again, baby?
No, Kuwait's the affirmation guy. He created the affirmation.
Oh, from like
What's his name? Kuwait.
Yeah.
the French dude? No.
Yeah. Something Kuwait. Because he loved that. He loved affirmation. Spiritual stuff. Psychic, mystic stuff.
It was like the art of persuasion or the.
He had that book too. He had all the books. He read that book too.
Did you think that he was like seeking spirituality, or he just liked to use it as a technique with his fighters?
No.
It was tactical for him.
He strongly believed in it.
Really?
He strongly believed in the power of the mind.
Right.
The power of belief. You take that over anything. You take the power of belief over guys in condition. They've been working out. You believe you can do this, you do.
Right.
Power of the mind.
But that whole era, I mean, for me, the boxing mind, like when I think of like boxing mind, I think Dempsey.
Yeah. Everybody thinks of Dempsey. But I think of Dempsey, Dempsey was just such a fucking it was a great story. Great story. And he related to the Hatfield and McCoys and those guys, right?
No.
Yeah.
It makes it even better.
Yeah, he related to
He come from the desert, like almost like saloon. Him and Doc Kearns coming out of a saloon, sleeping on park benches in Madison Square Park, and then
It's fucking bums. Right?
hobos.
Fucking that I like this story. These are fucking bums, and he gets all this fucking $1 million. Nobody know how to handle that money back then.
They said that he would put like urine on his face to like toughen his skin.
Yeah, Brian is gone. He was a tough man.
I just his style of fighting, I don't see any doubt there.
It was a different time, and he was ahead of his time. He was just ahead of his time. He was fast. People know he was tough and mean. He had the story. He's a hobo. He's poor. Everything is turned into. That's why I liked him. You know, he was a cancer too, but that's why I liked him. And I liked him because he wasn't afraid. When I read his book, In This Corner, you ever read that book, In This Corner? Oh, you gotta read that book. I don't like the guy, but the fucking book is incredible.
Really? You don't like Dempsey?
No, the writer.
The writer.
But listen, Dempsey showed, very few people did. Willie Richard, they explained how they were afraid. Not many fighters tell the truth how much they're afraid, how much cowards they are.
Right.
Dempsey explained it, you know? And that's how I felt. I felt scared too, fighting. And so that's why I understood fear from reading about Jim Dempsey's story.
Yeah.
You can be afraid and still kill a bunch of motherfuckers, you know?
I heard this one story when he got jumped when he was 75.
Yeah, he knocked the guys out.
It was like 3 guys.
Yeah.
That's the interesting thing about fighters too, is that like fighting is so intrinsic to our nature that you can have priors, right? You can have a rap sheet, you could have bodies on you, whatever it is. But if you fight in a style that appeals to the masses, you can convert. You can go from, you know what I'm saying, like you can transform yourself.
Listen, I always said when I was a kid, I found somebody, I forgot who was in the book. Was it? Who wrote In This Corner? Not In This Corner. What's it? Who was that guy? Who wrote the lights or something? But anyway, in this book.
Isn't In This Corner the Running book?
No, there was another book. But
In This Corner.
In This Corner is such a great book. It talks about these 40 champions, 45 champions, and it tells their stories. It starts all the way to Willie Richie. He's like 1912. It starts from him, and it goes all the way back to George Foreman, I think. About all the great fighters.
What was the other one? What was the book? The Lights?
I forgot the name of it. Bright Lights something. You know, these guys fought every day. They if they could, they fight twice a day. They fought like 2 times, 3 times a week, a month. 3 times a month. I fought I fought 15 times in 1 year. I think 37 is what Harry Greb did. That's the record. 37 for 1 year.
But getting that ring work in is good at that time, right? Because you can bring up a fighter in record time.
Listen, you don't even have to train if you're fighting that often.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just fight. But he fought like twice a month, 2 times a week.
And you also don't have to pay for sparring partners.
No, you're fighting so much.
I mean, sparring is so important, right? To get the timing down. No.
That's what it's all about. That's what you do. That's
what
what I
you do
did when I was young. Spar.
Everyone was good in the gym, you know, on the bag. But you got sparring. Sparring will probably start for you like 6 weeks.
Yeah. Looking forward to it. Yeah. But I forgot the name of this, but the people that said that. He said boxing's the only place, and he wrote in his book, he said boxing's the only place that a guy can come from nothing and then after being successful rub shoulders with kings and queens.
Yeah, pimps and prostitutes.
Yeah,
pimps and
prostitutes, the kings and queens. No, nobody does that but fighters.
Right.
Nobody does that but fucking fighters. Pimps and prostitutes, the kings and queens. Nobody does that but fighters.